Hey, what's going on? We're going to go over exercise 5 for our pattern 1, and it's going to sound a little something like this. So this exercise is a bit trickier than the other 4 exercises because in this one we have multiple position changes. So our fingers are constantly doing something different. The pattern, it's going to start on every scale degree versus on the other 4 patterns starting on every string. So because of this, we're going to have, like I said, our multiple position changes. So on every string, we're going to do it in 3 positions. Makes it really hard to memorize. The 3 scales that we're going to be using here are what we call the major scale, aka our Ionian mode. We're also going to be using the Dorian mode. And then also the Phrygian mode. So all 3 of these scales are essentially the same scale. They're all using the exact same notes. The major scale, what do you know? The Dorian mode starting on the 2nd note of that major scale. And then on the Phrygian mode, it's the major scale starting on its 3rd note. Let's do this nice and slow. So starting on position 1 in our major scale on the 3rd fret on G major scale. So we do our pattern. That's it. That's it. So we're going to move up to the 5th fret and then our position change. Now we're going to be doing 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret. That's it. Just do that twice. Good old repeat. And then we're going to slide up. So now we're on the 3rd note of the major scale. So that's going to be 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret. Okay, so far we got. Okay, so now we're going to move to the A string and go back to our major scale. So back to the 3rd fret. So if you could picture the notes of each of these scales, it makes it easier, but it's also something that just takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to visualize this stuff as you're doing other things. Anyway, so back to the major scale, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, okay? And then we're going to slide back up to that Dorian position again. So this will be 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. Next up, back to the Phrygian position, 7, 9, 10. Okay, so far we got this. And it's just going to keep on going. All right, so back to our major scale position. 4th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. That twice. Dorian position. 5, 7, 9. Twice. Phrygian position. 7, 9, 10 again. All right, so that string. I'm not going to keep starting over. This video will take forever. All right, so back to our major scale for the G string. So we're at the 4th fret, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Next one is back to the Dorian. It's also 5, 7, 9 again. Phrygian position. So that's 7, 9, 11. So that string should sound like this. All right. To our B string, back to our major scale position, 5, 7, 8. Dorian position, 7, 8, 10. Phrygian position, 8, 10, 12. And then the last string is going to look just the same as the B string. So 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret. 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret. And 8, 10, 12. All right, so nice and slowly, the whole thing, you get this. So I would suggest just working on ascending on this one at first, and then maybe in the future, once you're feeling pretty good with ascending, then work on the descending, because it's, like I said, it's a hard one to visualize. It's a hard one to do. All right, so here is a second version of doing this pattern, but this time just doing it on one string. So what we're doing on this, the good news is we're only doing it on one string. The bad news is we're going to be changing positions constantly, and you can do this. I don't know. You can do it as far up as you can go, or keep it as like doing it 4 times or something like that. Generally, for soloing, I'll maybe do it like 4 times, like two, 3 or 4 times. I don't try to beat the listener to death with just doing a pattern forever. So let's do this one on the B string, and we're going to be using this as kind of like an E minor little scale run. So on the B string, we're starting back on our 5th fret. So that's 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, and then we're going to slide up. This is that Dorian position. That's 7, 8, 10. And then sliding up to our Phrygian position. 8, 10, 12. And then we're going to slide up to our 10th. That's 10, 12, 13. Starting on the 12th fret. That's 12, 13, 15. Next one up is 13, 15, 17. We'll get all the way back up to the octave, so we got one more to go. And then 15, 17, 19. And now we're an octave higher from where we first started. Okay, and then trying to do this backwards. All right, so quickly, just a couple ideas for this. Idea number 1, like I said, was just doing it maybe 4 times or so. And just kind of ending at that. Then using that for a little scale run, or something in your solo. Idea number 2 is to do it ascending but backwards. So, and vice versa. You can start up and descend, but do it forwards. A little sloppy at the end, but hopefully you get the picture. All right, so that's exercise 5 for your pattern 1. Practice it, get awesome at it. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you later.